quiet for a while, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Let's say you have created an account. For now, I'll advise you to create a demo account for practice. The next thing that you need to do is you come to, I have a trading account. Okay, good. You come to Traders Hub. Under Traders Hub, you'll find different options here. You'll have what I have here. Let me just pick this call. Isla. Okay, you'll have it as I have it here. Then you scroll down to, we have different options here. Especially if you are trading with Deriv, I will advise you to trade with Deriv because I can easily assist you whenever you need anything, deposits and withdrawals and everything. Options and multiplier. Okay, I don't trade options and multipliers. Those are just things that I see. And then CFD, this is what we'll be trading, contract for difference. Okay, and then you come here on Deriv MT5. We are going to get these accounts. For you to trade the boom and crash and the volatilities, you need to get the derived demo. We'll be using this account to practice. For you to trade currencies, these are a Euro USD, you need to get the financial account. And then you have a swap-free account. This is a combination of both, but only those products that have no swap at all will learn what is swap, those charges. And then these ones, we don't trade them. And you can have multiple MT5 accounts. So if you want two financial accounts, you can also open another one. So that is then after getting this account, you need to click on open. Like now we have the financial one that I already created with the other group. You now have to click on open to access your details, your login credentials. So once you click on open, you will have these details. Whichever broker that you open an account with, you are going to be given this detail, or for you to, we only have one MT5 app that we trade with. So whichever broker that you open an account with, you are going to log into that same app. You search for it on Trading View, not Trading View, on Play Store or Google Play. Okay, then you need 4 informations to log into your broker's account or on MT5. You need to know your broker. In this case, the name of the broker is deriv.com Limited. And then you need to know the server. A server is like a computer. You know, we are a lot and we are allocated on computers that executes our trades. Maybe when you open an account, they allocate your name on computer number 1, known as the server. And then when I open mine, maybe months later, that computer might be full to execute those trades. They can allocate us to a different server. So you need to know which server you are allocated to. Every broker will give you a server. So you need to know the server. In this case, our server is deriv.com or the server of this account. And then you need to know the login ID, okay? This is the login ID. So every broker will give you a login ID. This is like with banks, this is like your bank account number, okay? Last but not least, you need to know your password. Brokers do differ. Some brokers will automatically generate the password for you. Some brokers, you will have to generate your own password, but you just need to have a password either way. So these 4 information, they are very important for you to log into your MT5 account, okay? Then from there onwards, if you don't have an MT5 account or the MT5 platform, if you are using a laptop, you just come here. Most of us, we use Windows computers, MetaTrader 5, Windows app. Then you click on download, okay? Then it will download, you install it on your computer like you normally install any other program on your computer, right? And then if you want to trade it or if you want to use it on your phone, you just go on Play Store or Google Play. You search for MetaTrader 5 or MT5. It looks like this. If I show you an image, this app looks like this one. This is the logo, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. This is the app that you should download. Just search for MT5 on your Play Store in Google Play. Once you successfully download, okay, you have to go and log in to the your trading platform. So to do that, let me okay. I have a lot of MT5s here. Okay, to do that, after you have downloaded your MT5 platform, it will open this way. Okay, you are going to see this. This is the default MT5 settings. After that, okay, this is the default settings. Then what you will have is you now need to log into your account. So that is, you just have to go on File on your upper left corner. Then you click on Open an account. You are not going to open an account. This is the route to log into your MT5 platform. Then here, you search for the name of your broker. So in this case, if our broker is Deriv, if you open an account with Deriv, you type Deriv, then you click on Find Company. A list of server will come up related to Deriv. And at this step here at searching, the MT5 platform is just one platform. With the PC version, they only come with logos because brokers like to put their logos there, but all platforms are the same. Meaning, you can log into any MT5 account with any broker's detail. For example, I can download the MT5 app from deriv.com, but I can log in with my account from XM or my account from XNES or from Hot Forex or whichever broker. At this, you can just search for any broker that you can think of. Let's say Hot Forex. Then you search. It should pop up. Maybe they change their server things. Let's say XM Global. If we are to search for XM Global, then you click Find Your Company. It's not picking up. It's probably not updated, but it should pick up XM Global. The process is the same even on the phone version. Yeah, here, XM Global. Can you see? If you have an account with XM, it will pop up. Then you just click Next. You see? Then you continue to log in. The steps on how to log in are the same. And if you want to search for XNES, for example, you can search for any broker you can think of here. XNES. There we go. Let's just give it time. It should pop up, but you get the idea. Ne? Since where we are coming from, our broker is xm@deriv.com Limited. We'll select that option, then we click Next. Okay, then here you connect to an existing account. Since you already have an account, you just select connect to an existing account. Then under login, you put in your login credentials. You put in your login credentials. So what you have here is you come and on the login, you come and copy your login ID. That is what you have to go put in your on your login. You go back to the MT5 platform. Where is it? Okay, here, but not this one. Yeah, I was sharing this MT5. Okay, then you paste, né? Then you put in your password, you select the correct server that you are allocated to. You click on finish, you will be in your account. The process is the same for the phone version. Is it clear there before we can proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Now the next thing that we will look at is
it's crystal clear, sir.
okay. The next thing we'll look at it's yesterday I told you our style of teaching. It's best to assume everyone doesn't know, just for us to be on board, especially with the basics. Sometimes we get to ignore these minor things, but they are very important. Then the next thing that we do is to set up our chart, to clean it up for it to look like this one that we have here. Okay, for it to look like this one, clean. So what you do, the first thing that you do is you just have to right click on anywhere on the chart. You click on grid. If you click on grid, you can bring up the grid and you can get them disappear. You right click, then you go to properties. And then on properties, this is where we change the colors. We will play around with the colors to change them. We will have, we switch to colors. We want, when the price, price fluctuates. When the price is going up, we want it to be painted green. So we'll change the background. The background, we change it to white. Yeah? We change the background to white. And then we change the foreground to black. And you will have on your left, you will have example on how it will appear. Yeah? And then the grid, we already disabled it, but we can also just change it to white for it to have the same color as the background. And then the bar up, you change it to green. Bar down, we change it to red. Bar down is when the price is going down. We want it to be painted red. The bull candle is when the price is going up. We want it to be painted green. You can select the same green as the one that you selected earlier. Then the bear candle, select it, change it to red. And then we do not want to show the volume. You can come here. The show tick volume. We do not want to show these volumes. To disable it. You see? And then you want to show the ask price, the bid and the ask price. This is the buying and the selling price that determines spread. Okay? We'll talk about spread later. Then you click OK. Once you click OK, you will have everything set as you want it to be set. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a screenshot of this setup. Then I'll drop it on the group for us to take an example. Just a moment. I'll take a picture of this and drop it on the group. Then you go and set up your account like I did with mine. I'll drop it on the group now. Okay. Moving forward, that is what we'll have. I dropped it's loading on the group. You will find it. So now we don't want to be going through this process every time we open our MT5 app. Okay. You can then save this as a template. Okay, the screenshot is on your group. Just go and do the same like I did. You don't want to be going through this process every time you open an account. You can save this as a template. You just have to right click, you go on template, save template. You just save it and give it a name, like you save any Microsoft document, for example, okay? Let's say if you want to save it, maybe Paul or Cylinder, for example, we can save it as Cylinder 01. You can have as many templates as you can. We save it, and then you restart your program. You restart your MT5 app. After a restart, your template will pop up. Then next time you pull a chart like this, next time you pull a chart, and if it comes in those funny colors, you just have to right click on the chart, you go to templates, then your template will pop up. You just pull your template, then the settings will automatically pop up. That is how to set up your colors. These are the colors that you will see on a lot of people's status, blue, red, and hope we now know how to set it up. Are we okay then? Before we can move forward.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now the next thing that we need to know, it's just I'll give you an orientation on the platform, on the most used functions. The rest you can you'll explore them with time on your own. What we have here on the right, no, not on the right. What we have here on the left, this is known as a market watch. This is where you'll find a list of your tradable instruments, or the instruments that you will be trading. And under this market watch, you have you'll have a currency pair. For example, euro. I don't want to drag. Okay. For example, euro USD. It's a currency pair. Euro is a currency, and then USD is also a currency. When you put them together, it creates a pair. Then you call it a currency pair. And then these are the prices. These are the buying and the selling price, known as the bid and the ask price. Okay. And then this just shows the daily percentage, if the price dropped or it increased. But this is a market watch. To add anything on the market watch, if you want to add something on the market watch, there's a way that you can simply do it by right clicking. If you right click, then you select show all. I do not want to click it because it will give me tough time to delete a lot of things. It will show you everything, all available instruments that your broker offers. With your trading account, you can trade Forex. These are the currency pairs. You can trade stocks. That is, you know, the value of stocks or the value of companies. That is what's referred to as stocks. For example, Apple. The value of the Apple company, it does appreciate and depreciate. The value of the company Amazon, Facebook, those Adidas, Nike, they do depreciate and appreciate. So you can trade the value of a company. That is what is known as a trading stock. If you right click, you are going to see a lot of things, a list of stocks and any other things you can think of that you can trade. Okay. And then if you are into cryptocurrency, we'll learn about cryptocurrency at a later stage. You can also trade a cryptocurrency. Bitcoins. Let me just right click. Let me use, yeah, let me just, I think I'll make it to see if you show all, for example, and then we expand this. These are the available instruments that you can trade with this broker. So if you check down here, you have BMW. You can drag this. You can trade BMW, the value of that of the company. That is what's referred to as stock. We should be able to identify famous companies. Meta. This was Facebook that was renamed to Meta. Microsoft. This is stock. If you want to trade stock, you can trade that. I don't really trade stock, okay? And then if you want to trade oil, for example, you see these categories of oil. You know, we have crude oil, we have a lot of oil. When they say the price of oil is increasing and depreciating, as a forex trader, you can know those things in advance because you'll be monitoring the fluctuations. And then if we scroll down here, these are currencies, and then these are, we have micro accounts. We'll learn about micro accounts later. And then here we have a list of, we have some few indices or index that you can also trade. Like the US 30, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're gonna learn about those later. We'll be trading US 30 a lot, and then we have a NASDAQ. NASDAQ is an index, that is a list of the top 500 companies in the USA that they take the average, the value of the best, is it 500 or 100? I'm speaking under correction, should be the best 100 companies in the USA that they take the average, then they average it as the value depreciates and fluctuates, and then you have the US 30. So we'll be trading these things a lot. And then we have cryptocurrency, the likes of Bitcoins. We should be able to see it here. Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, NASDAQ and US 30. I was told it's the same by just seeing it online. I was told it's the same. So I would just like to ask you, are they the same?
To me, they move similar, what's known as correlation. They do correlate most of the time. When this one is appreciating, the other one will also appreciate, but they are not really the same. Because what we have here, if you look at the chart for US 30 and the US 100, yeah? Okay. Let's look at the chart. Let's look at its chart. You'll pick up similarities. I'll drag this a bit back, né? Just to create space. We might see it better. Let's look at on the higher time frame. Can you see that this chart have been going up, né? On US 30, okay, the daily time frame chart. And then if you look at US 100 on the daily, it's also, it has been going up as well, more like the same, but they are not exactly the same. For me, I think since they are all coming from US, there's that relationship. It's like they are brothers, so to say, but they are not exactly the same. And then if you look on the lower time frame, like now I'll be confusing people about time frames and the other thing, we have US 100, and then if you look at US 30, they are more like the same, but not exactly the same. So we are going to deal with what is known as correlations later, direct and indirect correlation at a later stage. But for now, what we know is they are correlate. They do correlate, but they are not. It's not the same thing. Let me just cut it short.
Sir, for the confirmation.
All right, all right. And then we have for those that are interested into trading cryptocurrency, we saw BTC USD somewhere. Where's BTC USD? Or you can simply search for it at the bottom. It should be around here. We can search for it at the bottom here. If you are looking for something, you can just search in that area. Like now I'm looking for Bitcoin, BTC USD. Then you press enter. It will take you to the BTC USD. And then if you want the chart for that instrument, so in general, we are just going to call these instruments. It's just a financial term that refers to what the product that you are looking at. Okay. This is the price of Bitcoins. You know, and they say crypto is depreciating, appreciating. For you can look at it on the chart. And then these pairs, they are usually abbreviated. Let's use the easiest to explain. Euro USD. Euro USD is one of the most traded pair, and we'll be using it a lot in our explanations. It's having 3 letters. Euro have 3 letters. The first 2 letters, it refers to the region or the country where that currency is I want a line. It refers to the euro. The first 2 letters. It's an abbreviation on where that currency is coming from, and then the 3rd letter, it refers to the nickname or the type of currency that they use in that region. I'm not sure on the R. I will have just to double check. For example, USD, US, it means it's coming from United States. This is just the abbreviation there. And then the D, it's in the US, they use a currency, their currency, they use the dollar. And then if we look at these other ones that we can clearly identify, just for us to have an idea, meaning in the US, they use the US dollar, okay? That is just how to identify a currency. And then if you look at this one, CADJPY, these first 2 letters, it's referring to Canada. This is a currency in Canada. This is the Canadian dollar versus the Japanese yen. So the first 2 letters, it's Canada. In Canada, their currency, they use dollar. And then this one, JPY, it's Japanese yen. It's Japanese, and then they use a currency called yen. And then for GBP, this is coming from Great Britain, the GB, Great Britain, and then they use a currency called pound. This is also called as sterling, and so on. That is how you identify these currencies. That is Australian dollar, and then we have that. Even for gold, for example, gold use an abbreviation XAU USD. On some brokers, you are not going to find gold. It will be abbreviated to XAU USD. For those that have a good background in physics, the XA, apparently, it is the letter of gold on the periodic table. If you can remember the metal side of the periodic table in high school. So the XA, it's the symbol for gold on the periodic table, and then the U, I'm really not sure on that. I'm just trying to give you an idea. And then this is XAU versus USD. You can research on the other one, but that is how you identify a currency pair. And then the next thing that we will look at, it's we looked at it's the quote, the quotation price. How do you read a quote? For example, if you check on Google now, if you check the exchange rate between USD versus NAD, for example, you just say USD to NAD. They say it's trading at 18.65. As a Forex trader, we are going to read our code on the MT5 platform, okay? We are going to read our codes on the MT5 platform. For our local currency, unfortunately, it's not on the MT5 platform, but you know our neighbors, South Africa, they are trying hard. South Africa, they are here. It's one of the emerging economy that we have in Southern Africa. And our currency, NAD, it's paged to the rand. That is, it's attached to the rand. So if you want to check or to have an idea on how our exchange rate is moving, you just come to USD ZAR. ZAR is the nickname for the South African rand, like we have the NAD, okay? This is the exchange rate, and the exchanges are usually quoted using 4 decimal place, okay? That is looking at the price quote. They are usually quoted, like now as we speak, the rand, the exchange rate between the US dollar versus the South African rand, as we speak, it's trading on 18.4487. Okay, this is a quotation. Usually on Google, they like rounding up to the second decimal place, and depends on where they are getting their source, known as the liquidity providers. These codes, they come from liquidity providers, and they differ from brokers to brokers, website to websites, but they are more like close to each other. They are always close to each other. They only differ with few points that we'll later know as pips. So this is the exchange rate for USD to the South African rand, 18.4. Okay, we're gonna learn about pips later. We are getting there. That is the 4th decimal place in an exchange rate. And then we have what is known as the bid and the ask price. Usually when we're setting up this platform, we added, let me check my time. Your time is really pushing, but let's just try to push a bit. We'll spend about 3 days on this platform just to walk you through on the main points of the platform and the tools that we use. I added the bid and the ask price. This is the 2 lines that you are seeing here. Let me switch to the lower time frame for you just to have a better understanding. Okay, these prices, they are what are known as the bid and the ask price. Even me, they do confuse me a lot. You know how the language is, it's just some fancy language, the bid and the ask price. I love to simplify them to call them that they are the buying, this is another name, they are the buying and selling price. Okay, what do we mean? So how do you make money as a business person? For you to make money, if you are selling, for example, even sandals, like the ones that we order a lot from our neighbors, Angola, we order a lot of Havianas and all other sandals. For you to make money, you need to buy at a lower price and go sell at a higher price. That is business. So that is exactly the same concept that we do in Forex. We buy low and sell high to make money, and vice versa. Quite confusing. I don't want to go there for now. There are some time that we sell high and buy low to make money. We're going to understand much better when we're going to deal with fundamentals in that concept. Okay, for the broker to make money, this is what they do. You know, as traders, we are busy buying and selling. And broker, they act as middlemen between a buyer and a seller. What do you mean? They connect buyers and sellers. So if you want to sell, for example, the rent, let's use the rent, for example. If you want to sell the rent, maybe at 18.40, the broker will come and buy it from you at 18.40. And then if there's someone that is looking to buy, they're in the middleman. You are a seller and there's a buyer somewhere. And then there's a buyer. For you to sell, these buttons that we click, buy and sell, for you to be able to sell, there should be a buyer somewhere, and buyers do exist on the other side, just that you cannot know them because it's the broker that is connecting you to the network. So, okay, we're gonna go into detail, or I'll refer you to a website where you will go into detail with this. So what the broker will do is they will act as a middleman, and this is how they make their money. You are a seller selling at 18.4. The broker will quickly come by for you at 18.40. Then they'll quickly run to this buyer and sell this currency at 18 point, let's say 45 or 42, ne? 42. So if you see, what they did is they connected between buyers and seller, and they appreciated, or they increased the price a bit with a 0.02. So this 0.02, this money goes to the broker, and this is what is known as spread, and this is how brokers make their money. So since they are making a 0.02 from you, if you buy 10 of them, they will make about a 2 cents. And since you are not the only one trading with the broker, there are thousands of people buying and selling every minute with them. They keep collecting those cents. And that is exactly how brokers make their money. We usually accuse brokers on trading against us, but alleged broker, those are the brokers known as the ECN broker. Ne? Those are the brokers that executes order directly into the liquidity network. That is the interbank market. We'll get to that at a later stage. They are real, legit brokers are supposed not to trade against their clients, and brokers do not trade against us. So how they make their money is purely when just sitting between buyers and sellers and adding their small profit. More like agents. You know, these people that buy and sell cars, but they do not own the car. It's just that they connect buyers and sellers, or cell phones even. People buy, or even a lot of things. You have an idea. There are people that do not own laptops, but they keep buying. They look on Facebook who is selling a laptop. Then they go get it. They connect to whoever wants to buy. Maybe a laptop is selling for 3,000 for them. They will go sell it at 3.2 by connecting buyers and sellers. But you get the idea. So that is the business of the broker purely. Okay. And then these prices are determined by these two lines that we have here. These prices are determined by these two lines that we have here. Let's say if you are buying, for you that is buying, when buying, you want the price to go up. You will have to buy at this price up here. This is the buying price. Ne? For someone that is selling, can you check here on USD ZAR? You will have to buy at 18.4637. Ne? For someone that is selling, you will have to sell here at 18.4437. Can you see that? This seller will sell at a cheaper price, and the buyer will go buy at a higher price. And the difference between this buying and selling price, that is what is known as a spread. And as a trader, you want to know, to understand spread. Why? Because when you open a trade, we're gonna learn that later. When you open a position, if you are buying, the broker will automatically draw a dotted line here where you see a line, né? And then you will be in a loss. If it's a 2 cent spread, you'll be in a loss of a 2 cent. If it's a $1 spread, you'll be in a loss of a $1. For you to make money, this bottom line have to move and cross the dotted line up there for you to be able to make money. So the few cents that you go in a loss after you have placed an order, that money goes to the broker, and that is what is known as a spread. The opposite also holds. If you are selling, the broker will automatically draw a dotted line at this bottom line, né? And you'll be in a small loss of this points, for you to be able to make money, this line at the bottom here have to come and cross this line for you to be in profit. So what we want to trade with a broker where these lines are very close to each other. It's known as a tight spread. Ne? Why? Because when you click a sell, if these lines are too close to each other, the other line can easily come cross for you to be in profit, or you will be charged less spread, or the spread will be less. So if you are trading with a broker, the spread, if the lines are too wide, when you click a sell, you might be in a loss of a $3. And the other broker, the same instrument, if the spread are too tight, when you click a sell, you might be in a loss of a 50 cent, for example. So as a trader, you want to look for a broker where these two lines are close to each other so you can pay less spread. Hope you understand the concept of spread. Is it clear then?
Yes, sir.
The bid and the ask
Yes, sir,
price.
but I have a question.
So you can ask the question.
Okay, now about the spread now. If you happen to close the trade now in negative, that means that if you close it in a $3, that means that the amount is going to go to the broker, or how?
I didn't get the question very well, but what I understand is, let's say if you open a trade now and it's in negative $3 and you want to close it immediately. If you want to close it immediately, it will close in negative $3 immediately again, and that $3 goes to the broker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, and then the other concept that you'll have to understand, we're gonna go deeper. Where does the money that if broker only receives the spread, and then if you make money, where does the money come from? You get it? So brokers are also connected to other intermediary banks that connects between buyers and sellers. In short, when you are losing money as a seller, there is someone on the other side that have bought that is making money. So when you lose money, the money goes to the people that are making money. When they are losing money, the money comes to you that is losing money. So there's a system designed whereby it's automated for these monies to move around in the system, but we're gonna go deeper into that. So, and then just that brokers, they have become smart now. There will be something that we will learn about Book B and Book A broker. Traditionally, the money is supposed to come from the system. So, but brokers, since a lot of people are losing money, before I divert, let me just emphasize on that. Brokers want to categorize to select a category of losing trader. Instead of them sending the money in the system, they want to take that risk to be the one circulating the money in their offices, whereby when you lose money, they want to keep the money, and then when you make money, it should be them to pay you. So that is a category of Book A and Book B broker, but through ECN brokers, they are supposed to send our orders directly into the system. They are supposed not to keep those things, but those are some advanced topics that we'll learn later. Okay, and then for tonight, let's look at the last thing. It's quite late, okay? The last thing that we'll look at is what is a PIP? This is a terminology. What is a PIP? A PIP, it's an abbreviation that stands for price interest point. And it's this number, the fourth decimal place in a quote or a quotation. Just that it's kind of weird to pronounce the full thing, quotation, but it's supposed to be quotation, but we like calling it quote, just the short form, okay? What is a PIP? A PIP is what determines how much money you make and how much money you lose, okay? For example, let's look at Euro USD ZAR. We have we have 4 decimal places here. Ne? The market does not move very fast. It moves very slow, 1/4 decimal place at a time. What do we mean by that? So if price moves, I think I'll explain it better with a whiteboard. Let's say if what is Zoom doing? Make comments. What? Okay. Seems Zoom have updated their whiteboard. It's confusing me here. Okay, let's say if the price is let me go back to MT5. I'll close this whiteboard. I will share the MT5 platform. I want to type something. I think I can type on this clean space that we have here. Okay, let's say if the price, the exchange rate is 18.0000. If this exchange rate moves from 18.000 to 18.0001, we will say it has moved with 1 pip. So a pip is actually a change in the last decimal place, or the last decimal place is what we refer to it as a pip. So here, if you buy with a standard lot, if you buy with a 1 lot, if the price moves with 1 pip, you'll be able to make a $1. If the price moves from 18.00 to 18.005, for example, you will be able to make a $5. So a pip is basically the 4th decimal place, and it determines how much money you make and how much money you will lose. And then, except for the Japanese yens, the currency pairs that have the Japanese yen, for them they use the 2nd decimal place. So in short, a pip is just the points that the price have moved with. If it moves with 10 points, then you make a $10. If it goes against you with 20 points, then it you lose a $20. So a pip is just points that when the decimals are changing. Is it clear then? Okay. And then there are some brokers that use a 5th decimal place. And the 5th decimal place, it's the same story, but the 5th decimal place, it's known, it has a special name called a pipet. There are some brokers that does their quotation using 5th decimal place, and the 5th decimal place is known as a pipet. The 4th one is a pip, and then the 5th one is the pipet. I think we can leave it here for tonight. We'll continue with our stories, the basics. They are very boring stories, but they are very important because you need to understand the basics for you to understand those complex ones. Otherwise, you're going to get lost if we have to jump. And so, like I said, if we have some advanced traders, just be patient with us. You will get where you want to get by the end of the month. So our style of teaching, we assume that everyone doesn't know, and we take baby steps. Okay, that is what I had for you tonight. Unless you have questions on it, or else we'll continue tomorrow. We'll try to start exactly 8:30. We'll just start a bit earlier with the practical team. Questions or comments? Please ask your questions based on what we have covered. Do not rush to ask advanced things. We are going to get there. So questions should just be based on what we have covered that sessions.
Yeah, I have a question.
All right, sure.
Yes, I heard you talking about NASDAQ. I not quite catch you well there because I don't know whether now NASDAQ is also written as NASDAQ on derivative broker or what, because honestly speaking, I've been looking at derivative brokers, whatsoever things, and I don't see NASDAQ there.
Okay, good. It's a good question. NASDAQ, it depends to the broker. For me, I know 3 names for NASDAQ. Some brokers, you are going to find it as it is, NASDAQ, ne? And some brokers like Deriv, you will find it as US 100. That is NASDAQ. And then some brokers, you are going to find it as NAS 100. that is still NASDAQ. Those are just names or labels, but the charts, regardless of which broker, they are exactly the same. So if you want to look for NASDAQ, you can always look for this name, or you can go on live chat with your brokers on the broker's website, chat to them and ask them, what is NASDAQ? What is the level of NASDAQ on their platform? But for derivative, it's US 100.
Yes, on that is and also when we are explaining about those opening about the demo accounts on Deriv, I heard you talking about the sweep-free account whereby there are charges included, and I would like to know what those charges really, what are you really referring to? Because currently my money is on that account as I'm talking to you right now.
Okay, a sweep-free account is actually the cheapest account to trade with Deriv. What is a sweep or what is a spread? This is one of the things we're gonna learn it, but let me just that we're gonna learn in the days to come. A sweep, it's a fee that it's either paid to you or it's charged on your account for holding a position overnight. Meaning if you buy NASDAQ now, today, and then you want to hold it until tomorrow, when the day will change, you will either be charged or you will pay sweep. How does it determine? You know, it's also linked to leverage. Now it will be more confusing. Ne? Leverage, it's borrowed money that you borrow from the broker for you to be able to trade a bigger account with a small deposit. So if you get confused, I'll understand. We'll explain later in the coming days, but let me just summarize it. So when you use leverage to trade, you have borrowed money. And when you borrow money, you either pay interest or you'll be charged interest. Ne? So if you borrow money from the broker through leverage, we'll explain later on leverage later. If you get confused, it's fine. You just have to be patient. Yeah, and then if you borrow money through leverage to go and trade Euro USD, they are going to compare between Euro and USD. Which of these countries, you know, Euro is in Europe and USD is in America. Between Europe and America, who have the interest, a higher interest in their country in reality? Ne? You know the story of repo rates and the interest, those interests that are set by reserve banks. Who have the high interest? So if you borrow money and buy a currency with high interest in their currency, in their country, and sell, you know, when you are trading, you are buying and selling simultaneously, and sell a currency with low interest, you borrowed money to go buy a currency with high interest. In that case, you will be paid sweep, meaning every night when the market change, when the day change, you will get some extra coins because you borrowed money, you earn interest, so to say. Ne? But if you borrow money to go and buy a currency with low interest in reality and sell a currency with high interest, you will be charged sweep. Sweep is also known as rollover, but we're gonna have a look at it later. So that currency that is known as sweep free, we are not supposed to pay sweep on that account. If you are trading under that account, they have selected instruments where you don't pay sweep on those under that account. Those are just selected special instruments. Is it clear then?
Yes, crystal clear.
All right, great.
I have a question.
Sure, you can ask.
Where can we get the recording if we happen to miss the class? Like for
Pardon?
me, I'm likely to miss it tomorrow. Where can we get the recording if we happen to miss the class?
What I usually do with recordings is I post it on our YouTube page, like you can see here, these recorded lessons. Then you can DM me to request for that specific day. Then I'll upload it on this page. Then I'll send you the link to it. You'll go find it on YouTube.
Okay, sir.
You are welcome. Okay. Any other question or comment? All right, in the absence of questions, we can call it a night. Thank you so much for your time. We meet tomorrow at 8:30, where we'll continue with our baby steps on the MT5 and the terminologies and that. We are still under theory, remember? Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.